Hey everybody, Tom Barnes, stories from the 78, right off of the Thorndale stop here in Edgewater. I'm checking out a new small business that opened up just in time for the holidays. It's called Milk and Holly Home. It's right there. So I'm going to go and talk to the owner, Holly, right now for this story from the 78. All right, so you're looking at the new space here in Edgewater, Milk and Holly Home, and I'm here with the owner, Holly. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you. Or as I like to say, holidays.
Oh, I see what you did there. Fantastic. This spot here, you just opened a couple weeks ago. You did something else completely different.
Yes.
And now here you are deciding I'm going to open up a business right before the holidays. But
yes.
Good choice because you got a lot of holiday themes happening in here. But among that, what else do you have here? Like, what would you describe this store as?
I would say it's a home decor store. So I love to entertain. So a lot of my pieces are just great for any time of the year. These punch bowls are fantastic. They're great if you have a signature cocktail for a party. Also, when you're not using it for a party, I love to put plants or flowers in them. I just think they look fantastic on a table.
Yeah, and you have all this other home decor stuff that you were talking about, and we'll get to some of that in a second. But I really just wanted to talk about some specific pieces that make what this store is so special to you. You want to run through a couple?
Of course, yes. So one of my favorite pieces right now is this hallway umbrella stand. I think it just is fantastic, especially for living in the city. It doesn't take up too much space. It's great for a foyer. You put your umbrellas. It's got a cute little drawer, so you can put your just kind of the catch-all drawers, I like to call it.
Yeah.
Throw your keys in there, but it's fantastic, and it's great. You can check yourself on the way out and make sure you look okay.
And it's like something from almost like yesteryear.
Yes.
Like apartments before we had like internet.
Yes,
right?
It's fantastic.
Like, it is fantastic.
Yeah.
What other fun things do you want to have in here?
I love a stackable stool. So these are fantastic as well. Also great for an apartment. They can slide right under a table. You can use these as a footstool.
Oh, I see.
Or as a seat. So I've done that where, you have a bunch of people over, you're playing games in the living room, someone can just grab a stool to sit down.
Perfect for like apartment living too,
Yes.
when you're tight on space, or you have those closets that are really tall.
Yes.
And you have to put your stuff on the second shelf of the closet.
Absolutely. They slide right underneath the table. Actually, this.
Yeah.
So my mom is one of my my sorcerers from New England. So this came in. I think it's really lovely. It's
These
a
are
nativity in a basket. So you also get the basket, but it's handmade crochet nativity. I think it's just fantastic.
Amazing. I've never seen something like. Look at. We're missing. There it is. Okay.
There's Jesus.
Jesus.
I
is
found
right there.
Jesus.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, thank you. So just really fantastic. And I love anything crocheted, as you can probably tell. I love that someone made it with love, and I just love that someone else will love it for more years to come.
Milk and Holly Home.
Yes.
What's the play on the name there? Obviously, Holly, your name, but
Yes.
what other elements go into the name?
So I think what really made me fall in love with vintage and antiques was milk glass. So I have some pieces behind the counter just so people can see. So that kind of is where my love of vintage and antiques came from.
So milk glass because it's white, right? Not because
Yes.
necessarily milk was in it.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Because I don't know. That's why I'm asking, because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I just love it because you can find pieces at a flea market, a yard sale. You can get really lovely pieces that are much more expensive, different designs, patterns. And that's really kind of what started my love of sourcing and picking. And so it's a play on that. I was going to first just be Milk and Holly, but my dad thought maybe people would think that they could buy milk here, so we added home.
Your dad's from a different generation,
Yes.
I think. But I even love the little tiny snowman you got back there. That's something from my childhood.
Yes.
I swear that my mom had.
Yes, it might be your mom's.
Oh,
so.
okay, fantastic.
Yes.
And then you have all this other glassware and dinnerware and everything.
Oh my gosh, chip and dip. This is so
that's
fantastic. You just throw some chips, the dip. It looks just so much fancier than just a bag of chips and your dip in the plastic.
So are a lot of these things sourced from, like you were saying, vintage sales, garage sales? So is your store like antiquing mixed with fresh new things as well?
Yes. So I definitely want to bring in, because I want it to be a really great place to go for like hosting gifts. So
okay.
I have,
and a lot of people are doing that this time of year for sure.
Yes, yeah. So I have really amazing candles that are fantastic. And I just think that they also look so pretty. When you're done with the candle, you can always use the container for something else. So I have these really fantastic candles, of course, some fun cards as well, but most of the items in here are vintage.
Look at these cards. So these are some of the cards you were talking about.
Yes, yes. So really, really fun.
And these are the candles, like you said. So, I mean, yeah, it's like a whole little piece right there.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And they kind of look vintagey to me, so that's what I love about them
And
too.
because we are in the holiday, we showed the nativity scene.
Yes.
You have some other things behind you. What do you got going on over there?
Oh yes, so I have some awesome, some fun little pillows. This is Santa and an angel, also handmade as well. I love a good plaid, you know, little blanket throw on a chair, looks so festive. These are fun. These nutcrackers, I think, are amazing too.
They are. A lot of these things seem to be handmade that you have here.
Yes,
Like,
yes. I love anything handmade. Anything that just, especially I have pieces too that, you know, some old ceramics that have the person's name on it, you know, Mike, 1972, you know, so
Wow.
it's really fun and again, just really nostalgic.
do you have a favorite thing in the store that speaks to what you are as a store and as a person? I threw that to you on the spot.
That's
so.
a great question. I feel like I love this mirror, which came from Rhode Island. That's where I'm from.
Oh, okay.
So I love anything that I know came from like the East Coast.
What makes this very special to you, though? Is it the etching on the glass? Because that's like from a certain era, for sure.
Yes, yes. I love the etching. I just think it's very sweet, and you can see that it's lived a life and it has a story to tell, which I love.
Yes, which I think is the theme here. A lot of these pieces that I'm looking at here have definitely lived a life and have many stories to tell, especially ones that involve a cocktail glass.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
guessing, right? You know, like, or even some of what we were talking before we got started here. What would you call this section here in the store?
This is kind of my brass section. So a lot of really fantastic candlesticks. Any kind of, I love any kind of brass. I have an urn. These pedestal like compote bowls are fantastic. And they're fun too. You can put anything in them, you know, any time of year. So you can just throw some ornaments in there and it makes it more festive.
So folks that come through here, how often do you change things out? Is there like, do you do thematic things throughout the year? I mean, I know you have holiday decor stuff now.
Yes.
But like, go ahead.
So yes, we're going to be changing things out. Luckily, I have a very talented best friend who handles all the visuals for me. His name's Mark King. He is so talented, but he handles all of the kind of merchandising, and we're so excited for the new year. We're thinking disco balls. That's kind of the vibe that we want to go with. You know, so we're going to see, but we just want to play and have fun and be creative.
I mean, I keep looking around, finding more things that I didn't see when I first walked in, including like these stockings here, the old school candle that lights up that our parents all used to have when we
Yes.
were kids. Like, that's the stuff right there.
Yeah.
And then these beautiful artwork that you have on the wall hanging here.
Yeah, I just think it's really lovely. I just love having pieces that I know someone, you know, again, put some love into, and now they can live many more years in your home.
And you definitely have things like, that's our childhood right there, the sled.
Yes.
And then I remember carrying these bags for my parents, you know, when they would travel and whatnot. But there is a special piece in here that connects you back to your grandmother, right?
Oh, yes, yes. So this piece, which is not for sale, this came from my grandmother's home. She used to have it in her hallway. So she would have beautiful, you know, flowers and plants on it. But I just love that I have a piece of her home in my new home.
What's grandma's name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
We used to call her name was Betty, was her nickname, Betty.
Ah, fantastic. It is the holiday season,
Yeah.
so I imagine that you'll be open up until pretty much the big days coming up here.
Yes.
What are your hours like for folks who are just finding you for the first time?
Yes, so Saturdays and Sundays we're open from 10 to 6, and then Wednesday through Friday we are open 12 to 6.
And you have Instagram, that's kind of how I found you,
Yes.
right? Mm-hmm. What's the handle?
Oh, it is Milk and Holly Home.
Is that the best way to probably get information from you guys, or you, not you guys? It seems like it's a one-person show for
Yes,
most of it. But either way, that's the best way to reach out if anybody has any questions about anything, right?
Yes, absolutely. And then we are going to have a website soon, but Instagram would be the best way to reach me right now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, much luck to you and success
you.
from now until the end of the year and beyond.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, that is the story from the 78 here out in Edgewater. Edgewater, Town Barney, Chicago at gmail.com. If you have a story from the 78 suggestion, I'm happy to come out and take a look, especially visiting neighborhoods like this. It's beautiful this time of year. Head over to the website, storiesfromthe78.com, and you'll see all the other ones I got up there. See you later.